If you clicked on this video, this means that you have already made some type of decision to advocate for yourself and step up and into your own worth. In truth, low self-worth is the number one reason why we cannot manifest the life we want. When you find yourself in difficult situations where you're not appreciated, where the dynamics of a relationship, for example, are not conducive to a mutually beneficial experience, or when you find yourself trapped in scenarios you find are not reflecting what you truly want, then you're probably low on self-worth. This, however, is not conscious. Low self-worth is a program that's running in your subconscious mind. In this episode, I'm going to tell you how you can make potential adjustments in order to unblock your subconscious self-worth, which is your birthright, and become a magnet that will attract to you the life you want. First of all, we don't manifest the life we want through thoughts and actions. We manifest from our subconscious beliefs. In other words, if you want something, but your programming constantly reminds you that you're not worthy of it, because that's what you have been told, modeled, or shown in childhood, you're not going to become a vibrational match to it, and you'll not pull it into your life. The universe always gives you what you subconsciously think you're worthy of in the form of external situations that come up for you. But the good news is that it's constantly showing you where exactly you are in your worth, what you're settling for, what you're accepting, and what you're putting up with. The only thing you have to do is look closely at your life and take each potentially negative situation as a call to action, a call to change something. Not out there, in here. All change starts from the inside. These are the energetics of manifestation. The only purpose of this universe is expansion, and your expansion aids its expansion. So by becoming the most worthy, powerful version of yourself, you help the universe expand as well. And what it's going to do is it's going to send tests in order for you to grow your self-worth, and it's going to send situations that will try to knock you back into your soul's authentic path. Or on the other hand, if you're aligned and your self-worth is high, it will send you your manifestations, what you want to bring into your life, in other words. So in order to get in your full self-worth, and by changing this one aspect, change whatever in your life makes you feel small, I suggest the following. Number one, take a good look at your life and list down all the things where you are settling or that make you feel small. 3 things that you need to look at. First of all, people. And this means your relationships, your family, your friendships. The second thing is the material things you surround yourself with, and your job or the situations that bring you your financial independence or lack of it. So as regards people, we're actually the product of the 5 people we surround ourselves with most. Take good note of who those people are, their energetics, their limitations, because those may be seeping through to you and the way they make you feel. If they don't make you feel good, if they're always playing small or being very negative all the time, or if a friend you have isn't loyal to you, for example, or is draining you energetically in some way, or if they're being toxic, I'd suggest to set an intention to find resolution around this, which may potentially be distancing yourself from this person or setting boundaries at the very least. The fact that they are in your life in this particular dynamic means you don't feel worthy enough of something better. As regards material things, if anything you own, from clothes to cars to furniture to, anything basically, makes you feel bad or low or small, I'd say get rid of it now. If it's not feasible to get rid of something, set the intention to have it replaced. Its energetic vibration is not serving you, and you deserve better. Marinate in that thought. It's one of the areas in your life where you're accepting the energy of smallness. And if you get rid of something, you automatically make more space for it, for what you want to bring into your life. Your job, if it makes you feel small or unappreciated, then you created the situation in order to force yourself to align to your authentic path instead. This is your job, this is your authentic path. If you're settling or staying somewhere out of fear, then you're not in your full worth, period. If you can't quit right now, just set an intention and ask for guidance from the universe on what your next steps should be. Be very clear on this. Have the intention, I'm going to quit this. Please, universe, show me what I should be doing instead. And that's how you will be guided. Number 2, if you want to embrace your full authentic worth, you need to practice self-love. If I asked you right now to list the 5 people you love the most in this world, how long would it take you to list yourself? You should be the number 1 person on that list. This isn't selfishness. It's actually quite the opposite of that. If you can't love yourself, then in my opinion, you can never profess to love anybody else. You never really have any other person than yourself. You're the only person who's with you 24/7. You're it. You're the only person who can love you unconditionally. Any other type of love is conditional. And if somebody tells you different, that's utter bullshit. Yet what do? You constantly bulldoze your wants, needs, and real authentic priorities for what? Social conditioning, validation, other people's expectations, some dumb sense of gaining your worth from external shit? No, fuck that! You want to know the true reason why you will not embrace your true wants and needs? Why you depend so much on other people's opinion and expectations? I'm going to tell you why. Because in childhood, you were conditioned to believe that you needed to conform to your parents' expectations, opinions, and life view in order to be loved. If this sounds to you like I'm bashing parents, it's because I kind of am. This unconscious way of raising kids needs to end. Kids are not to be molded. They're not fucking clay. They're independent, immortal, spiritual beings living a temporary human experience, and parents are not allowed to mess with that. Parents are supposed to love unconditionally, not use their children to live the life they never lived or satisfy their own need for validation through their children. You are perfect because you're so unique. There never has been and there never will be another you. You came into this world to be the full expression of your being, not what others think or expect you to be. If you're living your life like that, then sorry, but you're not living at all. Catch yourself when you're doing negative self-talk. Look in the mirror and tell yourself over and over again that you love yourself until you believe it. And also tell yourself that you accept it exactly the way you are. This is you. You are perfect. I don't give a shit what other people have told you or the way you compare yourself to fake shit on Instagram, because you were taught that the gauge of your personal success are other people. Fuck what others are doing. Do you. Which brings me to my next point. Number 3. I'm very serious when I tell you, be very mindful and careful of what you consume. If you constantly consume some fake life version of people you don't know, whose life you think is perfect, I would urge you to reconsider. Perfect does not exist. 90% of what we see on Instagram is not the way it looks or appears, and comparing yourself to a freaking square on an app is not just dumb, it's soul damaging. It's not real, dude. Whatever on your socials makes you feel uncomfortable, small, less than, whatever carries any negativity for you, get rid of it. Or at least mute it. I can't tell you how liberating it was for me personally. The mute button on Instagram is priceless. Also, if you find yourself overly interested in the gossip or the life of other people, like celebrities, for example, this is a sign that you need to reconsider yours. Number 4, take care of yourself. And this means your mental, physical, and spiritual health. Respect your body by feeding it healthy foods, move it, show it love by going for a massage, for example. Same with your mental well-being. Don't become part of a situation that mentally drains you. Learn to say no. And of course, feed your soul by doing your spiritual practices, whatever those are, that connect you to the divine. We're not just this physical human manifestation. We're eternal spiritual beings living a temporary human experience, and the moment we lose sight of that, our life becomes meaningless and it starts to suck. Any way you feel that you can remember that, practice it. I find it through meditation, for example, and through communicating with the Akashic records. For you, it might be prayer or getting creative, painting, writing poetry, doing whatever else fills your soul up. That's the true expression of your soul, not gossiping or doing the same mind-numbing thing day in and day out. Whatever floats your spiritual boat, do not neglect it. Number 5, when you start engaging in the practices I mentioned and start being more mindful of your patterns, a magical thing is going to happen for you. When you start feeling more worthy, what we call tests are going to start showing up in your life. And by passing those tests, you're going to move one step forward on the spiritual journey and also start attracting into your life whatever you feel is your authentic birthright. Once you set an intention, the universe is going to bait you, right? With something else, but it will be similar, but it will smell like the same shitty thing you've had in the past. For example, you leave a job because you feel you deserve more money and your boss doesn't appreciate you. And you get an offer with more money, but you don't really care about the nature of the job, and the boss seems like the same shady, domineering bastard that you had before. Will you take this job? Or will you get in your worth and say no? And trust completely in the ability of the universe to actually deliver a job situation that is a complete vibrational match to what it is you want. Think about it. Or for example, you're looking for a partner, and the people that are showing up are 70% of what you want, 80% of what you want, or they're mostly what you want, but there's this one huge deal breaker, right? That's this main ingredient that is missing that you have on your partner list. Do you take them from fear that they're your last chance or only chance at love? Or do you say no and trust completely that the universe will bring you what you are deserving? These are tests. It's basically the universe testing your trust muscle and whether you're ready to show up for yourself and make space for what you truly and honestly and fully deserve. A word of caution. Everything you have in your life is here to mirror whatever it needs to shift for you. Your bosses, your lovers, your spouses, jobs, all the situations that you have in your life are there to show you where you potentially hold low self-worth. Examine those very carefully. When you continue to remain around the relationships, dynamics, or material things that make you feel small and don't align with your authentic path, you are communicating basically very clearly to the quantum field that you don't feel worthy of what you want, or that you're not trusting that all those things will be delivered to you. I'm not saying dump everyone and quit your job, right? I'm saying start working on your self-worth, and situations are going to resolve themselves the way they're supposed to. I can't tell you how many times I changed my vibrational self-worth set point, and people around me started changing their stance or behavior towards me in order to reflect, for me, the self-worth that I was projecting. Or they dropped out of my life altogether. One of the tools that you can use is the self-worth meditation that is available to you on our channel. We're going to look into the description box. Use that for 30 days. Do it every day and you will see a huge difference. I promise you. You cannot address low self-worth from logic, unfortunately. You cannot talk yourself into feeling more worthy because this is a beta state of the mind. The subconscious does not recognize it. It will not listen. It does not understand logic. To access this level, the subconscious level of mind, and create neural pathways to more positive feelings of worthiness, you need to work from theta or deep meditation. That's why I said the meditation we have on this channel is perfect for this. So keep that in mind when you decide to access the full self-worth that's available to you, because it's your birthright. I'm sending you love. May you be happy, peaceful, liberated.